Hi everyone, I'm Carly Krouse of the Indiana Gazette, and we're at Penns Manor's Pat Corrigan Field, the site of Saturday night's Appalachian Bowl, which pits the Heritage Conference champion against the Westpac champion. The Heritage Conference champion, of course, is unbeaten Ligonier Valley, which has played in this game every year since it was brought back 4 seasons ago. Then there's the Westpac champ, 8-1 Portage, a team that's familiar in the area's postseason football circles. For the rest of the Heritage Conference, it's also crossover weekend with the Westpac, with teams with corresponding places in their leagues squaring off in what for most are de facto playoff games. The Heritage Conference has dominated the first 3 years of the series, going 24-6 against the neighboring league, and the Heritage teams swept all 10 games last year. Ligonier Valley is 3-0 in the bowl game, and Portage is making its first appearance. The Mustangs' lone loss this season came to once beaten Berlin, and they feature a trio of backs who have combined for close to 2,000 yards. 9 of the 10 Heritage teams have a lot riding on the line this weekend. Purchase Line Salzburg and Homer Center are playing for first-round home games in the District 6 Class 1A playoffs. Blairsville and Northern Cambria have played themselves into playoff position. Even Penns Manor still has an outside shot. In 2A, Marion Center is locked into the number 5 spot, so it's just a matter of which of the 4 powers above them they will run into in the playoffs. West Shamokin needs a win to leave no doubt about claiming a 4th straight playoff berth. Here are Friday's matchups with all of the games at Heritage sites. Number 2, Marion Center versus Myersdale. After slow starts for much of the season, 7-2 Marion Center has jumped on its past 2 opponents. Myersdale's lone loss is to Portage after a 7-0 start, and last week the Red Raiders bounced back by hanging 68 points on North Star. Number 3, Purchase Line versus Berlin. Purchase Line is 6-3 and has won 5 of 6 and is coming off a pounding of Salzburg last week. Berlin's lone loss is to Myersdale, and the Mountaineers feature a 2-pronged rushing attack and a strong defense. Number 4, Salzburg versus Wimber. Both teams are 6-3, losing only to the teams above them. Salzburg got rocked by Purchase Line last week, but the Trojans are still in good shape, although playmaker Cade Gergerick was lost with an injury a couple weeks ago. Wimber freshman John Schuster has rushed for nearly 1,300 yards. Number 5, Homer Center versus Shade. 5-4 Homer Center is on a 3-game slide and hasn't scored in the second half of all 3. The Wildcats' top playmakers, quarterback Ben Schmidt and receiver Kobe Doherty, have been hampered by injuries. Shade is also 5-4, and quarterback Braden Adams has passed for nearly 1,600 yards. Number 6, West Shamokin versus Conemaugh Township. West Shamokin's gone 4-2 after an 0-3 start. Conemaugh Township is 3-6 and ended a 3-game losing streak last week by beating Ferndale. Number 7, Blairsville versus Blacklick Valley. This was once an Appalachian Conference rivalry. Now they're playing for positioning in the district playoffs at the bottom of the rankings, with Blairsville at 3-6 with 2 big late-season wins, and Blacklick Valley at 3-6 and hanging on to the 12th spot. Number 8, Northern Cambria versus Ferndale. Northern Cambria stopped a 5-game skid last week to move into playoff position, and Ferndale needs a win to reach the postseason. Number 9, Penns Manor versus North Star. If the 2-7 Comets win and get just a little help from above, they're going to extend their postseason streak to 13 years. North Star knocked off Conemaugh Township a couple weeks ago for its 2nd win. In the WPIAL, 7-2 Apollo Ridge broke out of a late-season funk against once-beaten Freedom last week and now takes on twice-beaten Charleroi in a matchup of playoff-bound teams. Indiana, with 1 win to its credit, closes the season at 4-5 Greensburg-Salem. That's it for this week. Check IndianaGazette.com and the Indiana Gazette this weekend for coverage.